Theming is usually considered a big part of roller coasters and flat rides. It not only adds to the experience while queuing, but also makes the ride itself more fun. Like, imagine Voltron with no theming. Everyone would finally be giving Hyperia the credit in those extremely biased Voltron versus Hyperia videos. No, the one I made was the least biased video on my channel. Me? Lying? I would never. Ahem. Anyway, a lot of people would agree that without theming, roller coasters just aren't as good. But does that mean rides that lack theming are bad? Do rides without theming truly fall flat? Or have we just convinced ourselves they do? Sometimes coasters need theming to be an enjoyable ride. Like, I wouldn't queue nearly as much as I have done for The Walking Dead if it was just a car park coaster. And I can get this same experience for free at Tesco's. What makes this ride enjoyable is the theming. I don't usually queue for the coaster, but more so for the experience that starts from the moment you enter the building. Although Thought Park, listen to me, you need to tone down that audio in the queue. My ears have had a very unpleasant experience in that queue, thank you. But then we've got rides like Dragon's Fury, which is basically no theming, unless you Camp Russell the Dragon, the animatronic guarding the entrance. I don't personally think its lack of theming ruins the ride. It's genuinely just a fun coaster. Even back when it first opened before the foliage grew in, it still looked like a solid coaster. I think it's more down to the fact that it circles around the land of the dragons rather than just being crammed into a tiny footprint like a lot of Mauer spinners. And no, I'm not saying that it wouldn't benefit from some theming in the queue, because one time I waited an hour in extra bin only for Chessington staff to kick everybody out. 10 out of 10, 5-star Michelin star restaurant queue experience there, guys. But anyway, the actual ride experience, it just doesn't need much theming. It's not that kind of coaster.
The fish is ready, and here we go!
Now we have Flying Fish, the absolute beast of airtime and intensity. I mean, look how fast it takes that heat X. This ride is more aimed at the younger visitors to the park, and you'd usually expect the ride for its size to have a bit of rock work, or at least some decoration. This is the Merlin Park we're talking about, guys, for goodness sake. Just look at Scorpion Express. Rest in peace, I love this coaster so much, I'm so sad it's gone. It had pretty good theming, and it was the exact same coaster model with the exact same layout as Flying Fish. But what do you get with Flying Fish? Nothing. Thought Park, I am so disappointed. Does this ruin the ride? Guys, before you get the answer to that, I have a confession to make. I haven't ever ridden Flying Fish. Okay, back to the question. What was it again? Oh yeah. Does this absolute shocking lack of theming really ruin the ride? I think so. Will 6-year-olds care? No. So should I care? Probably not. Do I though? Yes. Should I stop ranting on about Flying Fish and make this video at least a little bit interesting? Also yes. I am so sorry to my loyal viewers that I put you through that. Please forgive me. There's a lot of hate towards Hyperia for its lack of theming. And don't get me wrong, the queue is definitely on the sparse side, but we're talking about the best coaster in the UK here. I'm pretty sure 95% of my viewers would back me up on that. The other 5% are wrong. Last time I checked, people queue for Hyperia because of the drop and the elements, not because they're expecting to step into Disneyland halfway through. And yes, like Dragon's Fury, it could use a little bit more theming, but that would only really improve the queuing experience. I don't think Hyperia is bad because of it, but feel free to yell at me in the comments anyway. I'm too busy rewriting to reply. Just kidding, guys, I reply to every comment. And that's it for today. Sometimes roller coasters don't depend on their theming to make it a good ride, and sometimes they do. It just depends on the ride. However, I do agree that when it's so bad it becomes a car park coaster, then it should probably just leave and free up some more car parking space. Anyway, please consider checking out some of my other videos, or maybe even subscribe, because there's plenty more coaster nonsense on the way. If this video felt rushed to anyone, I'm really sorry. I scripted it and edited it in under 24 hours because my other video that I was originally scheduled to do today was taking way too long. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Until next time, catch you later.